Tennessee now has one of the strictest abortion laws in the country. The legislature is now seeing efforts to change that law by both Democrats and Republicans. New bills filed in the Tennessee General Assembly call for adding legal protections in the case of certain abortions. Reporter Mary Klingler joins us to explain the choices lawmakers will consider. Mary?
Yeah, John, well, two new proposals would address growing concern among medical communities, sexual assault advocates, and others. Right now, all abortions, including those performed to save the life of a pregnant patient, are illegal in Tennessee. This first bill, carried by State Senator Richard Briggs, would allow some legal abortions in the state. It would protect doctors who save a woman's life. But a criminal defense lawyer says it fails to protect women in part because the language is too vague in the bill.
This could be your wife, this could be your sister, it could be your daughter, or even your grandchildren. And all we're trying to do is to save these women's lives. We're trying to preserve families.
If an abortion is considered medically necessary, it won't be prosecuted as a crime. The problem is the law gives no direction to providers as to, okay, what do you mean by medically necessary?
Now, Senator Briggs says the bill must pass two committees, Judiciary and Medical, before going to the Senate floor at the end of the month for a vote. And a second bill calls for abortion exceptions in a case of rape or incest, but the doctor performing the care would have to ensure the patient reported that crime. They would have to inform law enforcement and undergo a forensic examination. And again, critics of this bill say it doesn't protect women and it may even further traumatize victims. Senator Briggs predicts some of those concerns will be sorted out in a new debate.
If a person is assaulted and a pregnancy is a result, and there is an abortion under this law, and a case goes to trial, what happens if the defendant is found not guilty? That issue is not addressed anywhere in this bill.
That bill is still a work in progress, but we're putting some very, very tight parameters around this about how police reports have to be filed. We don't want a woman who just wants to have an abortion come in and say I was raped and she can get it on demand. What we want to do is to ascertain that there really was a crime against that woman.
Now, Senator Briggs predicts both of those bills will have a tough time passing, but will continue pushing to add a limited number of exemptions for abortion in the state. Now, one other abortion bill backed by Democrats offers much broader abortion protections and expands reproductive rights, but in legislature controlled by Republicans, experts we talked to do not think it has a remote chance of passing. John?
Mary Klingler with more perspective on that law tonight. Thank you, Mary.